this is Will Wilde, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review of the Super Chump from Honkin Harmonica shop. It's a 5-watt valve amp. Looks a lot like a Fender Champ, but it's actually more similar to a Fender Princeton. It's got a rectifier valve and a tone control as well. I'm just going to play it a little bit for you first of all, so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll talk you through it. So.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Alright, so it sounds pretty good. Really big sound for such a small amp. Quite loud too. I've got on 3 at the moment. And you know, it's good feedback resistance. You can get it with a high gain ruby tube, or you can ask for it to be swapped for a low gain one, which is what this has. Which gives you better control over feedback. I'm standing right in front of it here, and I'm not getting any feedback at all. I found you can push the volume to about 5 or 6 before you start getting any squeals. And if you use something like a Kinder anti-feedback pedal or a Lone Wolf harp shield, you can push it even further still. So I'm just going to turn it around so you can see. This has an Eminence speaker. You can pay a little bit more and have a Celestion as well, which is slightly better. You can see the tubes here. There's the ruby tube. It's all hand wired. It's quite heavy too, which is a good sign. Really simple controls on this. I don't like amps that have loads of knobs. This is about as simple as it gets. Just volume, tone, on-off switch, and an input. As you can see, I've got the tone turned all the way down to 1. That's because I like more of a sort of fat, bassy tone, which sounds cool just here in my room. You might find if you want to play it in a band with it set up like that, that it wasn't quite cutting through, so you could then turn the tone up a little bit to make it cut. It's a really good amp for live and in the studio, particularly for smaller gigs. I usually use like a Fender Bassman or a Super Reverb, which is like a big 4x10 cab, and they sound great, but they have to be at a certain volume before they start to sound good. And you know, if you're just playing a little pub, then you might not be able to turn it up that loud without deafening everyone around you. So it's good to have a smaller amp like this on hand, so that you can still crank it up and get that overdriven, distorted sound, but without having to be deafeningly loud. And then if you want to play at a bigger venue, you just mic the cab up. These retail at about £245, which I think is a pretty good deal. I haven't seen a valve amp of this quality at that price anywhere else. I know if this was a Fender, it'd probably cost around £1,000 for something like this. So there you go, the Super Chump from Honkin Toms. My name's Will Wilde, and you can check my music out at willharmonicawilde.com, and also find me on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Thanks.